Well, it's day two of World's Swiss Stage with coverage brought to you by Prize Picks. I'm joined right now by Inspired. Inspired, that game was so painful because you guys had this goal deficit for so long, and then you climbed your way out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but you had like the gold advantage for about 15 seconds.
Really?
And then everything went terrible top line.
Yeah, I mean, after that, I felt like we were in a good spot to win the game after they threw it. I was like, oh wow, actually our champs are gonna be like stronger later. They didn't really, the silence was like pretty ahead, didn't really get accelerated, and we kind of stopped the snowball a little bit. But then we did the lazy recall.
Yeah, that is, and I don't know why. Okay, you help me understand, because you do the lazy recall, and it's like, oh no, they got caught.
Yeah.
And then everything just goes downhill from that one moment. Like, it just felt like then more and more deaths occur, more like there's a Baron.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying in the game that I felt like we should have just accepted the fact that we lose Nash and maybe we get a better fight on Drake.
Yeah.
But like the calls were kind of split and people wanted to contest the Nash as well, like 3v5, and because of that we get donated extra 2 free kills, so basically like 4-4-0 plus Nash, so that makes the game really hard, like it puts you in a big disadvantage, especially when you play against Showmaker on Silas.
Yes. Dude, what was crazy to me about that is that watching that game, I've seen so many LCS teams just do that, where it's like, oh no, a bunch of terrible things go and now they lose. But you guys, I think, and why I'm hopeful for you guys going forward is that it's rare that you see a team start to climb their way back out. And I know obviously they threw a couple times, but what, do you think that that's like something special that you guys have access to, is this ability to like not start to tilt whenever you have, because I would have thought with the rookies on the team that it would have been difficult for you guys to recover.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we are like decent. When we are already behind, we kind of know the line that we don't want to overstep and try to bait enemies to go a bit too deep to like push their advantage. It works very well in NA. Like in NA, I can bait enemy support and enemy jungle to go a bit too deep into us, and that way they often throw games, which we're trying our best to do in this game. I think enemy Vi, like the fight on Drake, I think Vi got a bit too hasty, and that's why we managed to get a little bit of a comeback. Then we got a little bit of pick, I think, one time on him as well. And same for Yon. I think we managed to bait Yon a little bit, like on side lane, to make him donate as a kill. So I think we are just good at this type of stuff, that like we know the line that we need to not cross when we are already behind, to like not feed and just lose the game in like a really fast way. So we are trying to stall it as long as possible and hope that the enemy make mistake.
Yeah. Is there anything that you guys say in comms as like, because for us watching in the audience, in the beginning, it started to feel like, okay, like this is a loss. Like I think at like 14 minutes, 18 minutes, something like that, there's like a really big goal deficit. But you guys are able to like maintain, I guess, good vibes internally. Are you guys saying in the comms like, okay, no, it's fine, we got this, we're gonna come back?
I think we just try to, I mean, we don't really talk about it that much. I think everyone knows that we are behind, and we're just trying to keep playing the game, going into team fights. And I feel like that's when it comes like the line thing that I just said, that we kind of know the line that we try to not cross, to not die, and try to make enemies make the mistake.
Yeah. That's good. The sort of unforced error thing that people talk about. Okay, so you guys have now a one-day break, and then you play again. I'm glad to teach you this.
Yeah, I didn't know.
So tomorrow we got best of threes between the 4 teams that are 2-0. Sunday, day after, we'll have all the one-on-one teams face each other, and then after that we have the elimination matches. But what are you guys going to try to do with this extra one day? Like, could you scrim on that day, or how does that, you just review?
I mean, we're probably just gonna scrim. I think depending on like who we draw, we also need to see that. I think we'll prepare our game strategy, and maybe we're gonna try to prepare some cheese if we get the strong team, and try to surprise them in the best of one. And honestly, we'll probably prepare the draft also around the fact like which team we are playing, because I feel like we're pretty flexible as a team, and we kind of try to draft like around enemies' weaknesses rather than like our strengths, because I feel like we kind of have deep champion pools, so like we can play a lot of champs. So I think the fact like we need to see who we play against first, and then we'll probably scrim and probably try to test the comp that we are planning to play. And I mean, we'll hope for the best, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think of, I guess I should ask, have you seen Team Liquid's 2 matches?
Yeah, I saw both.
What do you think of what's going on with them?
I don't know. I mean, they've been looking pretty good both games. Like, I feel like Today the early game maybe wasn't that good. Like they were saving flashes for next Worlds, but yesterday the game was looking pretty good. Today also they managed to get into the hard winning position. It seems like their team fighting, they just get a bit too hasty. Like that's basically what I was talking about. Our playstyle counters it, and I feel like that's why we often won team fights against them. And I feel like they keep making the same mistake to get a bit too hasty in the team fight when they already have a lead, and they just need to play it slow. Like yesterday, APA on Nico, I feel like he could have just taken it a bit slower, just like keep walking to the team fight and see how it evolves instead of just flashing in. Today he had the same mistake with Syndra, like he could have just kept being a bit slower and like use his range a little bit, because enemies are on the timer, it's not you, and I feel like they just get a bit too nervous in those clutch moments, and that's why they seem to throw games.
What's it been like for you being back in this studio?
I mean, it's completely different. Like when I was here last time, it was like it felt so dark. The studio, there was not as many lights as it is right now. The stage also felt way smaller. Like right now, it's also on the opposite side. Like the way we are sitting back in the days, the crowd was there, and we were on the side of the crowd. So honestly, it doesn't even look like the same studio. Only the backstage looks a little bit similar. But once you go on the stage, it looks like completely different. Wow.
Is it been fun to be back in Berlin at all?
I don't know, I kind of like LA studio at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true. But what about the city?
Oh,
like,
the city.
I don't know if you found any good food that you gone back to. We talked about this before.
Yeah, not really. I mean, I'm not really.
You're a big LA fan. Yeah,
yeah.
That's fair. Well, hopefully you get forced to stay in Berlin the whole time, because then that means you get to go on. But the weather for sure has not been as nice.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cold, but luckily for us, we are not going out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. All right, so it doesn't sound like it. I thought it might be fun for you to kind of have like this homecoming back to Berlin and to go to the studio and stuff. And you're like, nah, take me back to LA. I mean, it's good news for LCS fans who want you to stick around, because it means that you're committed to the LCS for a while.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sounds like things are still okay vibes even with the loss today.
Yeah.
But anything that you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Thank you guys that you are cheering for us, and I will try my best to get some more wins for during Worlds. Hopefully we don't have to face BLG in the next game, so it's gonna be a bit easier to get a win. And just keep having fingers crossed. Maybe we can win.
I think there's a chance you would meet T1. Are you worried at all about meeting them?
I mean, I think BLG is like above T1. I think T1 is still super scary, but maybe we have a chance against T1.
I'm trying to think of all the teams that you're likely to meet at this point in time. I mean, Fnatic probably wins this.
Mad Lions.
Yeah,
Who do they play?
Mad Lions plays PSG, I think, at the end of the day.
So like PSG, Mad Lions, Fnatic, one of these three I wouldn't mind. I think that would be a close game.
Okay, cool. Well, either way, we'll find out. Either way, thank you for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel. We're at Worlds. That's right. The stage is behind me. The players are going to be playing on it. You've probably already seen them play on it. They're going to continue to play on it until we get to Paris, where they won't be playing on it. Either way, I wouldn't be standing here in front of this camera with the stage behind me if it wasn't for PrizePicks, my sponsor. We're doing a giveaway with them for Worlds. Please check out the link in the description to get into that giveaway. You can sign up for free. We got a bunch of different ways to do it. You can also sign up for PrizePicks itself. And if you do, please use code Travis. If you can play responsibly and it's available in your area, why not check it out? It's a really cool way to engage with League of Legends Worlds matches. And if you think you're so smart about what's happening and you're like, I knew that was going to happen, I knew this team was going to win, I knew this player was going to do this well, then PrizePicks is the place for you. And if you aren't able to figure that stuff out, then at least you can play it with some friends and see how it goes. Thank you so much to PrizePicks for sending me out here.